Unit 1111, Trigonometry, Reciprocal Identities. This is a do now with yesterday's lesson. As you can see, we are just identifying the amplitude, period, phase shift, and vertical shift of each of these trigonometric functions. And here are the answers to those. All right, here are notes to today's lesson. It's called Reciprocal Identities. We already know this. Cosecant of theta is 1 over sine theta. Secant theta is 1 over cosine theta. And cotangent theta is 1 over tangent theta. And obviously the same thing is true for the inverse of the inverse. So 1 over cosecant theta just gives you sine back. 1 over secant theta just gives you cosine theta back. And 1 over cotangent theta gives you tangent theta back. Another big part of today's lesson is the use of the tangent and cotangent identities, which basically say that tangent of theta is sine theta over cosine theta, and cotangent theta is the same thing as cosine theta over sine theta. Basically, cotangent theta is the inverse of tangent theta, so you take this fraction and you just reciprocate it. And we're going to prove why this works out. So we're going to use SOHCAHTOA to prove why tangent equals sine over cosine. Because if you remember, sine is really opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is really adjacent over hypotenuse. So if you flip these two fractions, the hypotenuses cancel out with each other, and you're left with opposite over adjacent, which is truly what tangent is. Example 1. Tangent theta over secant theta. Rule number 1, you always want to rewrite any trig function in terms of sine or cosine. This just makes everything easier. So tangent theta is sine over cosine, and secant theta is 1 over cosine theta. Now, since we have a fraction divided by a fraction, we're going to do keep change flip, and the answer is sine theta because the cosines cancel out. Number 2, we're going to rewrite each of these secant squared theta as secant theta times secant theta, cotangent squared theta, cotangent theta times cotangent theta, and sine theta is just going to stay the same. So we're basically going to expand this. Then we're going to rewrite each of these in terms of sine and cosine. Now, as you can see, the cosines cancel out, the sines cancel out, and you're left with one sine in the denominator. Therefore, the final answer is 1 over sine theta, which is also known as cosecant. Okay, number 3, we need to rewrite it as sine and cosine first, then distribute, right, cosine times this, cosine times that. You end up with these cancel out. Cosine over cosine is really 1. And cosine over sine is really cotangent y. There's your final answer there. Finally, number 4, 1 minus secant theta. First thing, we want to rewrite it using the reciprocal. Now we have 1 minus 1 over cosine x. And then you want a common denominator. So you multiply both 1 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator by cosine x. And we combine our fractions. That's the lesson. Good luck to you.